Have you ever noticed how unfair it feels that the foods you love the most, especially the ones that give you comfort and energy, often end up being the very foods that cause weight gain, blood sugar spikes, and a loss of energy? For many older adults, carbohydrates become the enemy. You're told to avoid bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, all the comfort foods you've enjoyed your entire life, because they raise insulin, lead to belly fat, and increase your risk of diabetes. And if you're over 60, those warnings can feel even heavier. Because at this stage in life, you're not just eating to enjoy food, you're eating to protect your health, your memory, your independence, and your vitality. But here's something that might surprise you. Not every carb is bad. In fact, there is one special type of carbohydrate that doesn't raise your insulin, doesn't store as fat, and instead helps you feel full, supports your digestion, and can even protect your heart and brain. Imagine being able to enjoy a carb that actually works for you instead of against you. That's exactly what I want to share with you today. I'm Dr. Linda Rose, and in this video, I'm going to explain the only carb that doesn't raise insulin, and why it's one of the best tools for keeping your weight steady, your energy high, and your body strong as you age. Before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell, so you never miss a simple, science-backed health tip, designed especially for older adults like you. If you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback is invaluable and helps me improve these videos for your benefit. Now, let's begin. Part 1. The only carb revealed. Fiber, nature's secret weapon. When most people hear the word carbohydrate, they immediately think of sugar, bread, pasta, or rice, foods that quickly raise blood sugar and insulin. But here's the truth I share with my patients all the time. Not all carbs are created equal. In fact, there is one remarkable type of carbohydrate that acts completely differently inside your body. It doesn't spike your blood sugar, it doesn't trigger insulin, and it doesn't get stored as fat. Instead, it moves through your digestive system almost like a gentle broom, cleaning, nourishing, and protecting your health in ways other foods simply can't. That special carb is called fiber. Fiber is technically a carbohydrate, but your body cannot digest it the same way it digests other carbs. Because it isn't broken down into glucose, it doesn't raise insulin levels. That's why I call it the safe carb. It passes through your digestive system largely intact, providing bulk to your stool, supporting a healthy gut microbiome, and keeping you full without adding extra calories. For seniors especially, fiber is one of the most overlooked but essential nutrients for long-term vitality. Many of my older patients are shocked to learn that the very carb they've been told to fear is actually the one their bodies desperately need more of. Think of fiber as nature's secret weapon. It comes in two main forms, soluble and insoluble. Soluble fiber dissolves in water, forming a gel-like substance in the gut. This slows digestion, which helps regulate blood sugar and cholesterol. Insoluble fiber, on the other hand, adds bulk to the stool and helps food pass more quickly through the stomach and intestines, preventing constipation. Together, they form a powerful duo that supports everything from heart health to brain function. And the best part? Neither type raises insulin. For older adults, fiber has another hidden benefit. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut. When these bacteria digest fiber, they produce compounds called short-chain fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation, protect the lining of your intestines, and even support better memory and mood. Isn't it amazing to think that something as simple as fiber could be quietly working to protect your mind as well as your body? Let me also address a common fear. Many seniors worry that eating foods with carbs will cause weight gain, but fiber-rich foods do the opposite. Because fiber helps you feel full, it naturally reduces overeating. Imagine finishing a meal and not feeling that strong urge to snack an hour later. That's the power of fiber. It satisfies without spiking, leaving your body in balance. And balance is the key to healthy aging. To make this even more practical, let's consider real-life examples. Foods like beans, lentils, leafy greens, apples, pears, and oats are all rich in fiber. These are the very foods that cultures known for longevity, like those in the Mediterranean or Okinawa, eat regularly. They aren't avoiding carbs altogether. they're choosing the right kind of carb. The carb that heals, not harms. So when you hear me say, the only carb that doesn't raise insulin, what I want you to remember is fiber. It is not only safe, it is essential. It's the carb that supports your digestion, nourishes your gut, protects your heart, balances your weight, and keeps you energized throughout the day. And in the next parts of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how fiber works in your body, why it matters more after 60, and how you can easily add more of it to your diet starting today. Part 2. Fiber and insulin control. Why it doesn't spike your blood sugar. When we talk about insulin, I like to describe it as a little messenger in your body. Its job is to take sugar from your blood and move it into your cells, where it can be used for energy. This is a perfectly normal process, but the problem happens when we eat foods that flood the bloodstream with sugar too quickly. Your body releases a surge of insulin, and over time, these constant spikes can wear down your system, leading to weight gain, fatigue, and eventually conditions like diabetes. That's why so many doctors warn seniors to watch their carbs. But here's the truth. Fiber behaves completely differently. Fiber doesn't break down into sugar. It doesn't give insulin any extra work to do. Instead, it slows the release of sugar from other foods, creating a steady, gentle effect rather than a sharp spike. Let me give you an example. Imagine eating a piece of white bread. Within minutes, your blood sugar rises quickly, insulin is released, and soon after, you may feel hungry again. Now compare that to eating a slice of whole grain bread that contains a high amount of fiber. The fiber slows everything down. The sugar from the bread enters your bloodstream gradually, your insulin rises only slightly, and you stay satisfied longer. The difference is dramatic. For older adults, this steadying effect on blood sugar is a game changer. Our bodies naturally become more sensitive to insulin as we age, meaning spikes and crashes hit us harder. That's why many seniors experience sudden fatigue after a meal or feel shaky when they go too long without food. Adding fiber helps smooth out those ups and downs, creating balance and stability. And when your blood sugar is steady, your energy is steady too. You feel more alert, less irritable, and more in control of your appetite. Another hidden benefit of fiber is how it protects against insulin resistance. Insulin resistance happens when your cells stop responding well to insulin, forcing your body to release more and more of it just to keep blood sugar in check. Over time, this can progress into type 2 diabetes. Fiber acts like a shield against this process. By preventing those dramatic spikes, it gives your insulin system a rest. Think of it like giving your pancreas, the organ that produces insulin, a much-needed break. But let's go a little deeper, because I want you to see how powerful this is. When fiber reaches your intestines, it changes the way food is absorbed. Soluble fiber forms that gel-like substance I mentioned earlier, which slows digestion. This not only prevents sugar surges but also allows your body to absorb more nutrients. Insoluble fiber, on the other hand, speeds the passage of food, meaning sugar doesn't sit in your gut long enough to cause trouble. It's the perfect balance. One type slows, the other moves, and together they protect you. I often tell my patients, don't think of fiber as just something that keeps you regular. It's so much more than that. It's your blood sugar's best friend. If you're someone who has struggled with diabetes or prediabetes, or you worry about keeping your insulin levels in check, fiber is the safest and most effective ally you can bring to the table. Unlike medications, which often come with side effects, fiber works naturally, gently, and consistently. So the next time you're about to eat, ask yourself this question: where's the fiber? If you add it to your meals, you'll notice a difference in how you feel. Less crashing, more steady energy, and most importantly, protection against the long-term damage that high insulin levels can cause. That's why I confidently call fiber the only carb that doesn't raise insulin. It's the one your body can truly trust. Part 3. Fiber for digestion and gut health. The hidden key to feeling younger. One of the most common complaints I hear from my patients in their 60s, 70s, and 80s is about digestion. Constipation, bloating, gas, discomfort. These are problems that can make daily life frustrating. And the sad truth is, Many people think this is just a normal part of aging. But let me tell you something important. It doesn't have to be that way. A major reason digestion becomes sluggish with age is simply because most older adults aren't getting enough of the only carb that truly helps: fiber. Fiber acts like nature's broom for your digestive system. Insoluble fiber, the type that doesn't dissolve in water, adds bulk to your stool and helps food move smoothly through your intestines. Without it, everything slows down, and that's when constipation and discomfort begin. I've seen so many patients regain comfort and regularity simply by increasing fiber in their diet. Imagine how much lighter and more energetic you'd feel if you didn't have to worry about days of discomfort or straining at the bathroom. That's the gift fiber can give you. But fiber doesn't just keep things moving. It also feeds the trillions of bacteria living in your gut. These bacteria, known as your gut microbiome, are like tiny workers who support your immune system, improve nutrient absorption, and even affect your mood and memory. When you eat fiber, especially soluble fiber found in foods like beans, apples, oats, and carrots, these bacteria digest it and produce short-chain fatty acids. These compounds reduce inflammation, protect your gut lining, and signal to your brain that all is well. It's like building an invisible shield inside your body. Think about how often seniors are prescribed medications for digestive issues, laxatives for constipation, antacids for reflux, pills for bloating. While these might give temporary relief, they don't solve the underlying problem. Fiber, on the other hand, addresses the root cause by restoring balance and strength to your gut. That's why I always encourage my patients to think of fiber not as a supplement or afterthought, but as the foundation of good digestion. And here's something that may surprise you. Your gut health is directly linked to how young and vibrant you feel. A sluggish gut can make you tired, moody, and foggy-headed. But a healthy gut, supported by enough fiber, helps release feel-good chemicals, keeps inflammation low, and ensures your body absorbs vitamins and minerals from the foods you eat. This means better energy, stronger immunity, and even sharper thinking. Isn't it remarkable that something as simple as fiber could play such a big role in feeling younger every single day? Let me give you a practical example. One of my patients, a 75-year-old woman, came to me with constant bloating and irregular digestion. She was relying on over-the-counter medications almost daily. We made just one change. She began eating a bowl of oatmeal with berries every morning and added a small salad with beans at lunch. Within weeks, her digestion improved, her energy returned, and she told me she felt 10 years younger. That's the power of giving your gut what it needs. So, if you've been struggling with digestion, don't just accept it as part of aging. Think of fiber as your hidden ally. Every time you eat foods rich in fiber, you're not just keeping your stomach comfortable. You're building a healthier gut environment, one that supports your brain, your immunity, and your overall vitality. And the best part is, unlike medications, fiber works gently, naturally, and consistently, with no side effects. Remember this simple truth. A healthy gut is a younger feeling body. And fiber is the key that unlocks it. Part 4. Fiber's role in heart and brain health. Protection beyond digestion. When most people think about fiber, they only connect it to digestion or regularity. But here's the truth. Fiber's benefits go far beyond the gut. In fact, this humble carbohydrate has one of the most powerful protective effects on your heart and brain. Two organs that matter more than anything else as we grow older. Let's start with the heart. As you age, your arteries naturally stiffen, cholesterol levels creep up, and the risk of heart disease increases. Many seniors are prescribed medications like statins or blood pressure drugs to manage these risks. But fiber, especially soluble fiber, works in a way that supports your cardiovascular system naturally. When soluble fiber dissolves in your gut, it binds to cholesterol and helps carry it out of your body before it can enter your bloodstream. Over time, this lowers LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, and helps protect your arteries from buildup. It's like giving your heart a daily cleaning service without ever picking up a broom. But fiber doesn't stop there. It also helps regulate blood pressure. By improving blood vessel function and reducing inflammation, fiber creates a healthier environment for your circulatory system. And since high blood pressure is one of the leading causes of stroke in older adults, This benefit alone can add years of healthy living to your life. I often tell my patients, every bowl of beans, every serving of oats, every crunchy apple, it's like sending a love letter to your heart. Now let's talk about the brain. Many seniors worry about memory loss, confusion, or even dementia. And while no single food is a magic cure, fiber plays a surprisingly important role in protecting your brain. Remember those short-chain fatty acids produced when your gut bacteria digest fiber? These tiny compounds travel through your bloodstream and help reduce inflammation, not just in your gut, but in your brain as well. Lower inflammation means healthier brain cells, better communication between neurons, and sharper thinking. There's also a fascinating connection between fiber, blood sugar control, and cognitive health. When your insulin and blood sugar stay stable, as fiber helps them do, your brain receives a steady flow of energy. No crashes, no fogginess, no sudden dips in concentration. This is especially critical for older adults, because brains that experience constant sugar spikes and crashes are at higher risk for decline. Fiber is like a steady hand guiding your brain through the ups and downs of daily living. I've seen this firsthand with my patients. One gentleman in his early 70s came to me worried about his memory. He often felt foggy in the afternoons and struggled to focus on simple tasks. After adjusting his meals to include more fiber-rich foods, vegetables at dinner, a handful of nuts as snacks, and lentils twice a week, he reported not only better digestion but clearer thinking and more consistent energy. His wife even told me she noticed he was more cheerful and engaged in conversations. That's the quiet power of fiber at work. And here's something inspiring. Cultures known for their longevity, like the Mediterranean and Okinawan diets, all have one thing in common: plenty of fiber. These people aren't just living longer, they're living better, with strong hearts and sharp minds well into their 80s and 90s. They're proof that the food you eat today shapes the life you enjoy tomorrow. So when you think of fiber, don't limit it to just bathroom health. Think bigger. Think of your arteries staying clear, your blood pressure steady, your memory sharp, and your mood balanced. Fiber is your natural insurance policy for both your heart and your brain. It's the only carb that not only doesn't harm you, it actively protects the two most vital organs that keep you alive and vibrant. Part 5. How to add fiber to your diet easily and safely. Now that we've uncovered how powerful fiber really is, the big question becomes, how do you actually add it to your daily diet without feeling overwhelmed? Because let's be honest, making sudden changes at this stage of life can feel intimidating. But here's the good news. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. With just a few simple, steady steps, you can bring this miracle carb into your meals in a way that feels natural and enjoyable. The first thing I always tell my patients is, start slow. Jumping from very little fiber to a high-fiber diet overnight can cause bloating or discomfort. Instead, add it gradually. For example, begin your morning with a small bowl of oatmeal topped with berries. Oats provide soluble fiber, and berries add both soluble and insoluble fiber along with antioxidants. It's a simple breakfast that fuels your day without raising your insulin. Next, make lunch a fiber opportunity. A salad with leafy greens, cucumbers, carrots, and a handful of beans or lentils is a fantastic option. Beans are fiber superstars. Just half a cup of beans can give you more fiber than many people eat in an entire day. And don't worry, if you're not used to beans, start with small portions and build up slowly. Over time, your gut adapts, and they become easier to digest. Dinner can also be a great time to sneak in more fiber. Instead of white rice, try brown rice or quinoa. Add steamed vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, or green beans as side dishes. Remember, every extra serving of vegetables adds valuable fiber to your day. And if you enjoy potatoes, choose them with the skin. That's where much of the fiber is hiding. Snacks are another simple way to boost fiber intake. Instead of cookies or chips, try a handful of nuts, an apple, or some carrot sticks. These small swaps may not feel like much, but over the course of a week, they add up to a significant increase in fiber. And here's a secret I share with all my patients. When you make these swaps, you won't just get more fiber, You'll also reduce the foods that tend to spike insulin and cause weight gain. It's a double win. Hydration is another key part of the puzzle. Because fiber absorbs water, you need to drink enough fluids to help it do its job effectively. Many seniors overlook this, thinking they're not thirsty. But keeping a water bottle nearby and sipping throughout the day ensures fiber moves smoothly through your system and prevents constipation. Think of fiber and water as best friends. They work better together. If you find it difficult to get enough fiber from food alone, you can also consider supplements like psyllium husk. This is a soluble fiber that can be mixed into water or sprinkled on food. It's safe and effective, but I always recommend focusing on real foods first, because they come with added vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that supplements simply can't provide. Now, let me make this very practical. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber daily. That might sound like a lot, but when you add it up, it's very achievable. A bowl of oatmeal with fruit in the morning, 7 grams. A salad with beans at lunch, 10 grams. A side of vegetables at dinner, 6 grams. And a handful of nuts or an apple as a snack, 5 grams. That's already more than 25 grams, without complicated recipes or expensive foods. So don't think of fiber as a burden or a chore. Think of it as your daily partner in healthy aging. Every extra spoonful of beans, every crunchy apple, every bite of broccoli is an investment. Not just in digestion, but in your heart, brain, and overall vitality. The only carb that doesn't raise insulin is also the easiest one to welcome into your life. And the beauty is, once you start, you'll notice the difference. Smoother digestion, steadier energy, sharper focus, and a lighter, healthier body. Small steps with fiber lead to big changes in how you feel. As we come to the end of today's video, I want you to pause and think about something important. For so long, carbohydrates have been painted as the villain in our diets. Many of my patients tell me they feel guilty every time they eat bread, rice, or pasta. But what we've learned together today is that not all carbs are the same. There is one, fiber, that doesn't raise insulin, doesn't make you gain fat, and in fact, helps you stay healthy, strong, and vibrant as you age. This simple shift in perspective can be life-changing. Instead of fearing every carbohydrate, you can focus on adding the right one. Every time you eat more fiber, you're giving your heart protection, your brain clarity, your gut balance, and your body freedom from those frustrating sugar spikes. And what I love most is that this doesn't require complicated diets or expensive supplements. Just simple, natural foods, oats, beans, fruits, vegetables, nuts, foods you can find in any kitchen. I want you to remember, it's never too late to start. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, adding more fiber today can make a difference tomorrow. Your body is always ready to heal, to strengthen, and to reward the choices you make. If this video gave you hope or taught you something new, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who might benefit. And if you want to keep learning, I invite you to watch my next video, where we'll explore another simple and science-backed habit for healthy aging. Stay hopeful, stay strong, and always remember, you are never too old to feel young again.